All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Can I hear a response first?
Sir.
Yeah.
Good
thank
evening.
you very much.
Good evening.
Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Oh.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, sir.
Good
To have you
evening, sir.
all on board
Good
tonight.
evening.
Good evening, sir.
Wow.
Good evening.
Everybody, good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
It is beautiful to have you all on board tonight.
Yeah, good evening, everybody.
Thank you all very much for being on time and for being a part of this tonight. I hope you all have been enjoying the background music all this while.
Yes, so we are enjoying it so far.
Yes,
Enjoying it very well.
yes, sir.
Enjoying
it. Thank
We
God
had
it's
the music
Saturday.
play on.
Good evening, sir.
I'm enjoying it very well.
And I'm sure you know that we are not here
Let
for
music
music.
play on, please.
Sorry, music cannot play on. We are not here for music. Thank you very much for that. All right, thank you very much. Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name remains Gideon Olubele. I'm proud to be your anchor again tonight. Very privileged to be your anchor tonight, as like we did yesterday. All right. Before we go on, can I just throw a light into now? I know more people are joining so far. Can you please all mute your mic, please? Ekra Daniel, please mute your mic unless you're asked to speak. Thank you very much. You are very sweet. Thank you, my brother. I know why. So that we can all be on the same page. Thank you. All right. We are about 217. Thereabout. I know it's going to grow. Yesterday we were 303 or thereabout. Okay, as student secretariat maybe we're about 300. So we are fast going now, 220 something. I know we are going straight to that 300 again tonight. All right. Before we go on into today's session, can I just pick two persons, a male and a female, in 1 minute each that can talk to me about what you picked up yesterday? Tell us your name, then you speak. 1 minute, please. First finger first. Go ahead, Ifeoma Okoye.
Good evening, team.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening, moderator. I'm Ifeoma Okoye. Yesterday's workshop was a very good one and well educating and fascinating. Of course, it's all about how the human resources, as the human resources experts, can beat the test of time.
From my end, can you also hear well?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead now. You are okay now. You are breaking earlier.
Okay, sorry. Yesterday's meeting workshop was a very wonderful one, very educating, and it's very timely. Of course, it's all about how we, the human resource experts, can beat the test of time, especially in this era of technology, which is AI, because the AI is dominating and many people are expected to be out of jobs. But I haven't listened to yesterday's workshop, the teaching. I will call it teaching. You will get to know that you have a great space and you have to move fast by beating the time. In the sense that you have to ignore or leave the old way of doing things to the new way of doing things. And because if you still dwell in the analog or in the old way of doing things, you will be left behind. As such, the human resource management is taking a new dimension in this era and tilting towards e-governance, tilting towards technology, and how we can navigate towards technology to achieve our goal and effectively and efficiently to deliver and perform well.
Thank you
And
very
the most
much, madam.
interesting one, okay.
Thank you. Let's leave it there. Thank you. Thank you. Let's take second hand. James Bala. 1 minute, please. 1 minute. James Bala. Unmute yourself and speak. James Bala. Okay.
Good evening.
Good evening, please.
Can I be heard?
Go ahead, we can hear you.
Okay, good evening once again. Good evening, colleagues. Good evening, human resource managers. A quick one, just like our colleague have started saying, it's important that as human resource managers in this 21st century, technology is very, very important, and we have to leverage technology so that we can become experts, especially as the world is changing. So as human resource managers and experts, it's important that we upskills and then reskills. And in everything we do, in a nutshell, as a recap to what we learned yesterday, in everything we do, we must make sure that our strategy align with business growth. In a nutshell, that's just what I would say we learned yesterday. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. James Bala. Well, that's the two I'm taking, please. For now, we're taking two, please, so that we can run. We're about 290 now, hoping that some other people will join. I'll go to another session quickly, and that is just to let us know that the Institute is fulfilling or is rising to its challenge or its promises of making sure that we are being educated, impacted, and exposed. And that is why we are doing what we are doing. And I would like to say that as a body, what we're doing this weekend, though may be free in quotes, but not really free because you have shown loyalty, you have shown commitment by paying your dues, and that is why you're a part of this. Don't be surprised. If you have any friend that have not fulfilled that, they may not be part of this, they may not be invited. Now, what am I trying to say in effect is that all hands must be on deck to make things happen. And one of it is what we are doing. Now, that does not mean when we call for the one that is to be paid for, that does not mean that people will not pay. No, what we are saying is that let's see the growth of the institute as our concern and must be a deliberate thing where our hearts are there and we're committed to it on behalf of of the um, the management, on behalf of the institute, on behalf of the council. I want to appreciate everyone that's on this call. By this second, we are about 300. I want to appreciate everybody that has logged in to be a part of this tonight. Now, let's jointly appreciate Madam Igbeyi that spoke yesterday. Applause to her. Madam, we appreciate you in absentia for what you did yesterday. That was a good one. We appreciate your delivery and it's making sense to us greatly. And that is why we are here again. You have laid a foundation that will be built on tonight. So for tonight, without taking time. Now, permit me to announce to us, please. Let all microphones be muted. Let all microphones be muted. And in case you want to speak, you raise your distant hand. The facilitator may ask you to speak, or if you don't mind, you can send in your questions or comments on the chat. Put it in the chat box. We are going to see it, and if it's something we need to respond to, we'll do due diligence to that. So tonight, without taking time, I want to appreciate all the management members that are here, all the secretariat members that are here. Thank you very much. National coordinator, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And head of the office, thank you very much. We thank you for being a part of here for what we are to do tonight. And as we go into tonight, permit me to humbly hand over, by way of introducing our speaker for tonight, Mr. Emmanuel Eme. One thing about him, I think we've done something together. I'm trying to pick it up, but you see, I allow Madam to introduce herself by virtue of her delivery. Listen, one thing I know for sure is that let's all be a part of this. Listen attentively, and please pick up things you can pick, jot down what you can jot down. Like I always promise, the materials you will get, So you don't need to start asking us about that. The materials you will get, then also attendance will be sent to the chat room. You will see it when it's there later. Click on it and fill. So don't bother yourself about attendance. Let's get all that we need to get. What is important to us in this training or seminar or workshop is for you to add more value to yourself by way of exposure to other aspects that you know before, to confirm it, or that you don't know before, you add afresh to yourself and get better. One thing about this is that you get better whichever way that you look at it. On this note, please, let's make welcome for Mr. Emmanuel. Amen. Thank you very much for taking over from here. Thank you. I remain yours, Gideon. See you later.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be with all of you. I'm really excited, and if you are excited to be here today, I want you to do something in the chat box. Put up an emoji, put up an icon that truly describes how you're feeling. All right, let me see those icons. If you want to do it right, James is clapping. Okay, sign. Lots of love from Martha. And so many clapping. 2 hands up. That sounds like a negotiation. 2 hands in the air. My strength, dancing. Excellent. Just keep it coming. Keep it coming. I'm truly excited, to be here today. This time yesterday, I just flew into the country and I quickly joined. From the airport. I quickly joined, and it was such an exciting time to just be with every one of you. I loved what happened yesterday. Thank you so much, all the emojis coming. You are very excited to be here. And Olga, your hand is up. That means you are in support, right? Okay. I'm going to ask a question right now. I'm going to ask a question, and I hope I'm going to get the same number of response to it. Now, question number 1. How many of you right now, with a show of hands or a show of something, how many of you are prepared for what is going to be happening in Abuja? How many of you are prepared for what is going to be happening in Abuja between August 21st and August 22nd, 2025? Okay, and I'm talking about the National Merit, what's going to be at the National Merit Award in Metama, Abuja. That's the gathering of everybody who is so in the HR industry all over Nigeria and beyond. Let me see a show of hands. How many of you are going to be there? I'm trying to navigate between my Zoom right now. I'm definitely going to be here. Thank you so much for the hands. Let me put my hands up. In fact, I should do 2 hands up actually, because I'm really excited. I have to make sure that my plans, nothing is coming in. Okay, great. Let's storm Abuja. Okay, let's storm Abuja. Let's come to learn. Let's come to share. It is a way of you showing solidarity that we are all in the same family. All right. So, having said that, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen at this time. And we're going to be as interactive as possible. Thank you, Mr. Gideon, for such a wonderful intro. And so this is where we're going to start. I'm going to be navigating off and on my screen here. Let me quickly go ahead and share the screen. Let me see if I can share it in a very different way where you see me at the base speaking. Let's see if that works. That should work, I believe. All right. I believe we can all see the screen at this point. If you can see the screen, can you please give a thumbs up? Give a thumbs up. All right. Okay. Absolutely fantastic. Now, the second thing I want you to do for me right now, I want you to go. Some people send a quick text to anybody you know that is a member of the Charter of Human Resources. Tell them they have to be here. If they are not here, tell them they are on a long term. Tell them they're on a long term if they're not here. All right. They have to be here. Yes, it is televised, it is on YouTube, but they have to be here live to experience what we're doing this evening. Again, my name is Emmanuel. I love being here, and I love our community, and I love everything about our. That is why it's such a joy for me to come here again. So what am I bringing to the table, today. To just introduce myself. Yes, I'm a chartered resource consultant. I'm an executive, coach. I'm a learning and development specialist, certified NLP practitioner, certified emotional intelligence practitioner, certified. I have all these certifications. Now, I'm not to scale, but I'm going to be bringing all of this into here. I'm a diamond, mentee with Vuca. I'm a leading consultant with Happiness Coaching Academy, SWAT Academy, and many other academies. And I am also a level 10 Google guide. If you're asking, what does that mean? That means that every time you go on Google to search for something, it is human being like myself that put this information there. All right. So I use every opportunity in my traveling to bring value to everywhere. I have 30 years of experience in doing what I'm doing. And I'm able, by God's grace, I've had the privilege to mentor, to speak, to coach, and to train various companies, multinationals all over the world. And I'm going to bring some of those experiences to all of us here today. So that I traveled a lot. Like I said, I just came back. Yesterday, I just came back from Turkey. Before Turkey, I was in India, so I flew straight from India to Turkey. Some of my friends have called me to say, "How are you doing? How are you that Indian flight?" And I said, "Thank God, God Almighty, that He has spared my life to be here, today." So, and I'm also going to be taking some more trips. So I love what I do. And I do what I love, and I love doing it all over the world. I want to say thank you to Mr. Gideon because he has spared us some minutes, because he actually did what I could have been doing right now, just looking at the incredible class, that Mrs. Abike did. Yesterday, I added another description to her name. That is Mother Gen Z. Mama Gen Z, she is such a joy to have around. But it was day one. Today, day two, how is it going to be? Day two have been crafted, specially crafted to flow into what we did yesterday. And today, ladies and gentlemen, incredible professionals, we'll be looking at HR's role in two things: innovation and organization agility. All right. And it is my desire from strategic partner to change architect, every one of us. Now, here's a caveat that I normally put up. Everywhere I train, I always tell people this is my first line. At the end of this module, now, giving full participation in the exercises and activities, you should be able to do or learn 4 things. Now, if you do not participate, if you are multitasking, if you are not focused, I cannot guarantee that. But I will guarantee you that you'll be able to articulate our strategic role in building an innovative and agile culture. You will learn that. Number 2, you're also going to learn how to apply. Right? Please, if you can disable the ability to scribble on my screen, please. Can I please ask the host, can you please go ahead and disable that ability to scribble? Thank you so much. Please don't scribble on our screen. All right. So you want to apply practical framework like Agile, HR, Sprint, Canvas, to solve real business problems that you have. Number 3, I guarantee you, you're going to develop strategies to overcome the agile blockers. Identify these agile blockers in our life, even in our country. I've been traveling for the past 4 weeks, 3 countries in 4 weeks, and I've seen so much that our country needs to really change. And you don't have to go far. It's just from the airport alone. From the airport alone, you can see there's a lot of change that we need to do. When we carry ourselves on, in the plane, even when we do things outside. And finally, we're going to be teaching you how to influence C-suits and those guys there, because those are the people I work with mostly. Or I work with mostly the C-suits guys, the executives, the top MDs, and everything. I'm going to be teaching you how you can communicate. To all of them. Now, here's what we're going to do, if you do not mind. Let me just find out if you think the line is awesome. We are 300. Can I please see something on the chat? If you think it's awesome, if you are ready to really dive in, can we just please show some signs that you are ready and have one eye? Also, just type ready. All right, just type ready. Let me see who's going to be first. Okay, Mona is ready. All right, you're all ready, man. Even Samsung FM is ready. Okay, here's what we're going to do at this time. Now, based on the feedback that we got the last time, Tijani, can you please don't stream? Okay, maybe I can do this from here. Let me see if I can disable. All right. Okay. I will call your name if you scribble on my screen. All right. Please don't scribble on my screen. Okay. All right. I think it's disabled right now, so you won't be able to do that again. Thank you so much. You are ready. Now, based on the feedback we got the last time, I decided to do this before we take a deep dive. I want us to take a look at the sub roles. You know, I'm talking about HR. I mean, I teach people, I help companies, I do so many things. I talk about HR. It is unfortunate that people think that HR is everybody in a company. You send HR on errands, so to go and fire somebody, go and do this, go and do that. But unfortunately, people do not realize that if there is anybody that should be the one to run a company better than any other person, is somebody from HR. Now, I didn't just prove that with my life. I also proved that with, with people that I coach. Right? Just a few months ago, I began coaching a lady HR in a company, and she was struggling because we were just, HR, she was not really having a good time, and she wanted to go higher. I said, okay, we're going to be an MD. I coached her for 3 months. In terms of speaking, writing, presentation skills, saying, put up a PowerPoint, I'll sit down there and take notes, present, let me see how to go before the CISOs. And just 3 months ago, she became the MD of a big company here in Nigeria. And she has a staff strength. Wait for this. She has a staff strength of over 3,000 men and women. Over 3,000 men and women. And she's doing so well. You see, if you really grasp what it means, if you put human resources, and you apply the resources to human, there's nothing you cannot achieve. So let's see if we know the sub roles and functions in human resource management. Not just a name, there's something about what we do. And as I read them out, I'm going to ask us to show of hands or put them in your chat box. I think that's the one that's easier for me to have the hand on. I want to. Somebody said that audio is bad. Can we please confirm? Can you please confirm, please? Host, am I audible? Thank you so much for the feedback. Host, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
All right. Okay, so it has to be somewhere because I take. Okay. Yes, I'm audible. Okay, just let me know when I'm going to lose you. All right. It's very, very important. Very, very important. So thank you so much for that feedback. Feedbacks are always good. They are like what we say in Toastmasters, they are the food drink of champions. All right. If I need to change my network, let me know if that will be it. Host, let me ask one more time.
Your audio is good.
All right. Okay. Thanks. Thank you so much for that. Now we are. How many are we here right now? We are a lot of people are here. All right. So let us go ahead and do this. Let's talk about HR. If you look at the strategy in HR, 299 people here. We need to be up. The last time we had this thing, I took count. Right here alone, that day we hit 700, 400 here, and some people on YouTube. But again, I'm going to talk about that much later. Look at the traditional HR. And let me ask you where you think you belong. Traditionally, when we talk about HR, you look at the function. You can either be somebody who is involved in talent acquisition and recruitment. Okay, that is traditionally talent acquisition and recruitment. As I'm talking, oh boy. Okay. So just give me a second. Let us see how this works, because it would be no good if too many people can hear me. My Wi-Fi signal is very strong here, but I'm going to switch to another. Second, we should switch in the next few seconds.
Hello, Mr. Emmanuel, sir. Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Please, you don't need to switch. Adjust the microphone. It's filtering. That's why. Your mic, the yellow. Yes. Speak directly to it, sir. It's like it's picking you from a distance. That's why I'm sure they are saying that. Yes, speak directly to it. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Just give me a second. All right. I hope this should be better. Okay. Let's do this. And we are all going to be happy. Okay, so let's look at how many of us know where exactly we belong in this cloud called HR. All right, in this cloud called HR. Are you in talent acquisition and recruitment? Are you in L&D, what we know as learning and development? Are you in compensation and benefits? Number 4, are you in performance management? Number 5, are you in employee relations? And number 6, are you in HR administration and compliance? So go ahead in the chat and just either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Where do you think you are? Where do you think you function the most? Where will you place yourself? Where you are? You need to figure out where you are today. Let us go ahead and just indicate where we think we are functioning right now, and so that I want to know how to best address us. All right, today, awesome. 1, 2, 4, and 6. Donna, number 1, talent acquisition. Okay, great. Blessing, 2 and 3. Ndukama, 6. Esther, 1. Timothy, 1. Jack or Jacques or James, 3, 4, 5, 6. Eunice is 5, 3. All right, so this is very, very important. Okay, this is the baseline of human resource. And for the thing that you can answer this question, that means the audio is good enough for you also. All right. Okay, now I'm going to go from this level. We're going to take it one notch further. This is the traditional. Everybody usually falls here. So we said, absolutely. Now we're going to take it much higher. I remember that the last time we had this session, somebody made a very insightful remark. He said, "Wow, some of the things that were taught, this person already knows." I said, yeah, so that shows us the level you are here. Somebody said, "I'm HR generalist." Wow, we're going to talk about that today. Now, number 2, right now, strategic HR roles. After leaving the traditional role, we're going to go to the strategic HR roles, and they are HR as strategic partner. You are not just a human resource generalist, you are a strategic partner when you work. Number 2, you are the organizational development person. You work as organizational development. Number 3, workforce analytics and HR metrics. Some of you have never done that. I said some of this before. And finally, 4, HR technology and innovation. You see, we are leaving the baseline and we are going much higher. We're going one notch higher at this time. One more notch. Number 3. That's why we now come to leadership and employee-centric HR role. See, if you want to go to 6 suits, if you want to go really higher, you try to find yourself, where are you? It is where you are that determine the next step going to be. And there are just 3 steps here. The employee experience. Yes. We talk about the US in software. The ES, your employee experience. Number 2, which is becoming very popular right now, the DEI, the diversity, equity, and inclusion. DEI. Right? DEI. Right. And number three, like leadership development and succession. That is also a branch of HR. Now, finally, number four, we are going to, as somebody said, slide. Okay, don't worry, we are going to give you the slide. So, about the slide, you can take what they call it, you can take screenshots. Okay, you can take screenshots, but this is going to really help you. Now, number four is now the emerging HR function. The emerging HR function, and they are just two right now. They are developing more. One other one is remote and hybrid work management. Yes, there are more right now who manage remote work, and number two is the corporate social responsibility, the CSR, and sustainability in HR. Now, so we talked about generalists. That is where we start the big baseline. HR generalist is like people in shape, and it's very, very good. You be a doctor, that is where you start. They call them GP, general practitioner. If you have a bit of this, a bit of that, a bit of that, before you now specialize. So the first right now might be in that place where we call HR generalist. And here is your rule. Okay. Excuse me. The starting point is the entry level. Let me get my pointer ready. Is the entry level HR role. All right, which I think a good number of people that have communicated with on our WhatsApp group is actually at that level. All right, they are actually at that level. All right, so let's ask about the metrics. It is where you go with statistics. Okay, you become an analyst, human resource analyst. They actually pay more, by the way. They pay a lot of money. Okay, so you start from that entry position. Then you just stand there. When we talked about the 5 levels of leadership a few months ago, and the entry level is great, but you need to now expand your knowledge across HR function. That is what I had to do. So I became a coach, and I was not certified as a coach. I do at least 6 certifications every single year. Every single year. In fact, my trip to Turkey was for a certification, right? Because I want to know what is happening, in the world. So from expanding your role, then you have a broad experience and exposure. There is nothing wrong in learning. There's nothing wrong against certificates, but what's the use of certificates if you cannot practice anything? I think that is what the Chartered Institute of Human Resource Management is focusing on. We are in a way not downplaying, but they're focusing more on practical experience as opposed to just having only experience. And I can tell many of us here, you are really, like every Nigerian, you are really excited about having the certificates. Okay, and judging by the way people go after, I've done my certificate. Yeah, you need to get certificate, but beyond that, IHRM is saying beyond getting certificates, we need you to practice, we need you to have experience. Okay, you have to have the experience. In whatever that you're doing. So you need that experience and exposure. All right. If you need to do some pro bono, that's how I started. In any area, you got to do some pro bono. Oh, do you have anything in your company that can help you with any HR related need? Can I say something like, I just learned this software. Do you mind if I practice, if I come and you help you out? Even though they don't pay you, I don't add that to your CV. Very, very important. Then from there, you're not going to now mastery. Okay, master multiple disciplinary HR function. Because I've had to do that. If you want to go higher, you need to do things, you need to learn, and you need to practice. Very, very important. You need to learn, and you need to practice. In a 50 something, I will please practice more like 70%. Okay, let your practice be 6 to 70%, and your learn to be 30%. Even if you're like me that does a minimum of 6 certifications every year, but make sure that you are working. That is what will justify the certifications that you have. And of course, you cannot seek specialization. Okay, do not jump to want to specialize if you have not learned the ropes. Very, very important. Do not rush to specialize when you have not learned in the room. So what I'm going to do at this time, I'm going to just, you're going to give me just a second, and I'm going to go and tweak my audio. I'm check out my audio, which is telling me is very, very fine. All right, my audio is very fine. Yeah, my audio is very fine. So maybe on Zoom or YouTube, you'll be able to get this better. But I really apologize for whatever technique. Now, so from here on, how do you now harmonize that free from HR giant's role? Okay, now there are several things I need to do right now. Begin to collaborate with specialists. Get mentorship. Develop certain HR leadership skills. There are things that you need, both written communication, verbal communication, statistical communication. I also need to make sure you come to grow in there. Use HR technology. The time has gone when it's only Excel that we use. Right now, there are softwares that can make life easier for you. And many companies will tell you the knowledge of this software or this platform will give you an edge. And you really want to have an edge if you want to be the best human resource person that you can actually be. All right. So, okay, I keep having my eye on that audio thing. Then breaking free from the HR journalist box. Choose specialization after a while. You cannot do everything for such a long time. You must not say, this is where I think my tilt is towards. So if your tilt will be towards accounting, statistics, stuff, make sure you begin to now gradually tilt towards that area. So let's jump right in. Innovation. All right. If the things I've said in the past few minutes, if it resonated with you, can I just get a thumbs up? If it resonates with you, just give me a thumbs up. That is how I get my feedback as I go. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Now, let's talk innovation. Okay? To innovate. I like using that word. I also pride myself to be a teacher. I'm a teacher because I just love to teach. Now, frame the role of HR in innovation. You start by defining it. Now, as a teacher, I do something they call clarification by definition. Clarification by definition. In other words, for you to clarify, you have to define. You cannot define something, then you cannot clarify it. So how do you define innovation? You define it within the context of HR, not outside HR. When you define innovation within the context of HR, not about new tools. People say, okay, so I have a new tool, that means I'm innovative. Beyond just having gadgets and tools, but in a broader cultural shift. So innovation is not just what you have, it is how you think. It is what you do. So you need to make innovation a habit. And I can tell you without being prideful, I really take innovation seriously. Right? I love innovation. I always ask myself, is there a better way to do this? I remember it was in the year 2002, 2001, I began experimenting with PowerPoint. That was flip charts. I never loved that. It was slides, transparencies that we were using even before that time. And I began to experiment with PowerPoint. I literally taught myself how to do PowerPoint. And I remember a colleague of mine who understand. He actually teach. He said, Emmanuel, don't show television. Emmanuel, don't show television. So then it's like, what's all these pictures? What's all this? Because he didn't see it. I saw it. So I want all of us right now to know the difference between eyes. Your eyes is for sight. Like, for example, I can see this stuff, my eyes, but there is an eye inside your eye. Okay, the eyes of your mind, the eyes of your heart, that is not for vision. Sorry, that is not for sight. That one is for vision. And vision is seeing things not the way they are, but the vision, not sight, is seeing things not the way they are. That's why people can envision. People can go to the future. People can begin to think of things when it has not even happened yet. So HR has to drive innovation across key functions. Okay, you must drive innovation when it comes to talent acquisition. you are expected to drive innovation. What are the innovative ways that we can use in talent acquisition? The things I like doing with young people, school leavers, or young people, to help them to put together their resume. There's a difference between a CV and a resume. All right. And yes, we come from the time where we type things, when we try. Right now, what I do is that I collect people's CV. I tell them, tell me everything you've ever done. A CV can be defined mainly as a sum total of your professional academic experience, whether relevant or not relevant. It doesn't have to be relevant to what we want to do right now. So it can be 3 pages long, it can be 10 pages long, it can be, mine is very, very long. When you are not seeking job, you ask yourself, so which job are you seeking right now? Which position are you seeking? To highlight. In those days, we go through a lot of stress trying to look at what do I pick. But right now, because you can make it easier, I can just input all the details there, the data there, and I put my computer to sift out everything based on the advertised role. So I will put in the advertised role in the company, especially I say, look at this advertised role. Look at what this person has and begin to extract what they need to now form a resume, not a CV. Resume. A resume is now targeted to the company that you are applying to. A CV is for you, resume is for you. So you can have one CV and 20 resumes depending on the field of the company you want to go. So HR must lead in talent acquisition. L&D, learning and development. You must embrace L&D. And L&D is not just what you teach. Like I teach every week, practically every week. It is what I do. So how can I be so I don't teach people and I'm not constantly learning? So L&D is your continuous education. Then look at performance management. You must embrace technology in performance management. You must embrace technology in organizational structure. How do we organize ourselves? How can innovation come into organizational structure? How can innovation come into hybrid we want to have? Innovation is thinking outside the box. Innovation is thinking about how things could even before they are there. So there are few pillars I like to please, you can do a screenshot. There are pillars of innovation. I'd like for you to, all right, I had to clear that from my screen. There are pillars, there are more, but let me just highlight these 4 pillars to HR-led innovation. Not just innovation, but innovation led by HR. Number 1 is culture. Okay, so in other words, there should be some psychological safety. How are you going to lead that in HR? Number 2 is your process, your agile, your workflow. How are you going to use innovation to lead that? Number 3 is talent acquisition, which is skill for the future. Don't just hire people. Don't think HR should be thinking, oh, we need an accountant, so let's hire an accountant. HR should be thinking about positions that do not even exist. You should be thinking about, you should be looking at need. What is the need? Create a position. If you're not creating a position, you are not going to be able to create learning process that is going to be able to meet that need. You must always be need focused. Very, very important. Then digital HR, very important. Technology. Now, when you say technology, or when you say innovation in HR, we're talking about HR information, system use. We're talking about HR as an engine of business innovation. Okay, and I'll break it down. Just give me a few minutes. Let me break it down. Number 1, talent acquisition. Let's move away from field roles, but let's move into hiring for curiosity and adaptability. Rather than, okay, I want to fill this role. You're looking for somebody that could do something new to a role that already have. But for curiosity, to get somebody who thinks differently from us here. Number 2, L&D. Let's not move away HR from the annual training. I mean, many companies consult me or have the annual training. We need to have the annual training. The question is that I love to collect their money. But I will tell you, what are your needs? Have you done a need assessment? Many times before the full budget, just throw that money out. So if it will shift away from the annual training calendar. So do something in January or before January or before February, do one in August, do one there. To move into the on-demand micro learning. Demand. Ask people, what do you think to learn? Not always crowd. And I did that just 2 weeks ago. I got the staff, and I told him, I said, I think you should start moving into project management. Okay. He said, okay, great. We would like to move. He said, yeah, good. That's what you're doing with project management. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get you an online course. That's what I did like 2 weeks ago. I'm going to get you an online course. Then I drew out a timetable, for this stuff, and I told him that if you only invest, and that's what I did. If you only invest 1 hour every day, anytime you want, 1 hour every day. I gave him the course, code, everything, the online, everything. We just invest 1 hour every single day. By so and so date, I gave him a timetable. You will have completed, this course. Now, if you stop this points in the final examination, then I will forward your name. All right. So I did not wait for one big training. It should be on demand. Now, the performance management. I mean, I grew up 10 years ago. We used to do this from like 35 pages thick. From stands for performance evaluation reports. And we're going to spend January is like the worst time for me because I can spend weeks because I have people, what I call it, head of departments that report directly to me. So I must make sure that I drop their upper form. They will do their own. They will not bring to me. I have to countersign. I mean, we can spend 1 month doing that. Until now said, why can't you reduce it to just 8 pages? Because there are so many things that are just repetition. I'm reducing that. Yes, I said, why do you have to do annual? Why can't you do quarterly? You see the difference? What that did to me was I had the privilege of having Nigerian education, obviously my first education, Nigerian education. I also have a privilege of having 2 US-based education. And the difference that I saw is in Nigeria, the students, we told them from the semester to end, they now do a final exam. Forcing the student to not cram, go and cram, still read at night, 2 cola notes, they do 2 next, 2 buckets of water, you don't sleep. It was truly, I put my leg there, I slept off till the following day. In America, the system was very different. After each class, there's a test. After each class. So if you're wondering why our Nigerians are doing very, very well in that place, after each class, there's a test. I remember like to this, an American student come to the meeting and say, well, see, you do so well. I mean, the best thing good in Africa, I literally had about 13 distinctions. Masters, 13 distinctions. Because I can do that. So I said, why can't I bring that method at work? Where we wait for 1 year for performance evaluation, that means all the persons saying you now do it on them. They don't have any time to repent. Okay, if you want to use that religious word, you don't have time to repent. We have to do quarterly. We can do it only God. So we're now going to talk about giving a live feedback consistently. So performance evaluation, then it might change your culture. See, innovation is doing things that are not common. Many of us are afraid to go outside the box. Now I will tell you why. Ask you right now, why do you do the things you are doing? The answer will be, well, that is how we've been doing it. You are afraid to think outside. You are afraid to make suggestions. By the end of today's class, I will give you some tips on how you can make suggestions and influence those who are up there. So still on innovation. Introducing new ideas. Not just new ideas, but new ideas that are what's what I'm looking for right now. That really answer the question of where you work. So new ideas, new methods, everything. Think about it. Find a better way to do what you are doing. Because listen, you don't think of it now, life will force you to adopt it. Would anybody believe that 8 years ago, where I work, 8 years ago, I did an assessment. Another thing that I'm passionate about is Lean Six Sigma. So I'm a Lean Six Sigma specialist. And what we do in Lean Six Sigma is that we try to maximize output by minimizing waste. In other words, how can I get better? For many of us, if you think of how to get better, what you say is, let me do more to get better. Let me do ABCD. But in Lean Six Sigma, rather than do more, we identify are there things that are sucking your strength away. So we maximize outputs by minimizing waste. You want to write down that because it's not on the slide. Okay, I'm looking at the slide right here. It's not on the slide. How to maximize outputs by minimizing waste. So when you are writing your to-do list, you want to pass your exams, right? So what do I do? I have to read, I have to do assignments, I have to go to class. Those are the people do. But a lot of times people make the to-do list and they still not succeed because they don't have a stop doing list. So your doing should look like, go to class, read my books, do my assignment, but it should also include between this period, I will stop watching Netflix. You see, stop doing this. Because if you not cut down those things that so I'm going to stop doing scrolling. Doom scrolling is that what you carry your phone, which everybody does. Some people are doing it. You just go on your phone, scrolling aimlessly. When you have things to do, don't scrolling. So you have things you must stop doing. Then you have free up time for things that you need to do. Right? So that concept now began to help me change. 7-8 years ago, I looked at the company and I said, what can't we transit into online? The accounting, office management. Let's put all of them in the software. Why can't they work from home 3 times in a week? Oh man, you should have seen the eyes were like, the money has come again. And I said, think about it. This time, these people want to look at new generation. That's one. The cleaner is constantly working. That's two. The water and flushing or washing teacups. We spend money on milk, on coffee, on sugar, and drop everything out. See, if they work from home, just give them expectation. They will deliver. And then people did not take it until COVID. Guess what? When COVID, not to blow trumpet, I was actually the only one. My department was the only one that was ready. We were using Zoom. We were using something that they call Jitsi. We're already on Jitsi. It's free. Jitsi, WebEx, all of those things. Guess what? What I'm going to say, what is Emmanuel doing? What are they doing? And the department, they were okay. And we're meeting all our goals. I would say, when opportunity strikes, it is too late to prepare. So don't wait. So talent acquisition, learning development, all of those things, how can you bring innovation in every single thing? So let's explain some few things. When we say talent acquisition, what does that mean? It entails using innovation to see various aspects of your talent acquisition. Now, a show of hands. How many of you, okay, let me ask you the first question. If you are not active on LinkedIn, can I have a show of hands? If I say if you're active, a lot of hands will go. If you are not active on LinkedIn, can I see a show of hands or on the chat? Okay, Jacques, is that you? All right, so we are 300 plus. If you're not active on LinkedIn, can I just show of hands? Let's say HR people are humble people. All right, just say show of hands. Okay, if you're not active. All right, okay, if you're not active, good. All right, may I suggest, even my children are on LinkedIn before they finish university. They're from secondary school. Say you have to be on LinkedIn. Told your resume there from guys from secondary school. My children joined LinkedIn. Now, I want all of you to go back and reactivate yourself on LinkedIn. And I want us to be able to follow one another. And I want you to tag or hashtag Charter Institute of Human Resource Management. You need to do one and another. I want you to see how your profile is. I'm going to show you a software that you can use that is going to turn your LinkedIn profile to a story, to an audio story, like a movie. That's going to bring it out to you. They're going to put together into like a podcast. But you have to reach out, to and everybody else. So let's just make sure that our association is very, very active on LinkedIn. Always tag our association. Whenever you do things that are great, tag our association is very, very important. All right. So thank you everyone for your that had their hands up. My LinkedIn is just Emmanuel M. Okay, just Emmanuel M. All right, one element. So let's follow one another. Very, very important. Let's follow one another and let us make our session proud. Okay, let us like this. Let us loud it. All right, because nobody will take that for you. Let us loud it because I'm proud of what this association is doing, and for me and for everyone else. So, next position, using AI as data analytics to identify the best candidates. Do you know you can do that really? You get analytics, just input it in and show one of the ways we're going to teach you how to do that more in a practical way. And how you can write quotes, very small code, we call it prompts. I had to get a certification on prompt engineering. Guess when? 2 years ago. I had to go and get prompt engineering certification. I had to learn how to talk to ChatGPT 2 years ago. Because listen, people say that AI is going to take away from people. Some people are going to introduce more work. So because of my knowledge, I get more exposure than other people. So you are the guy that the tools that you need to get to where people are going. Okay, if you know where people are going and you're going to say follow them, like you say, follow who know road. And so please just type that out on the chat. Follow who know road. Very important. Don't just follow anybody. Don't follow who know road. Then from telecommunication, you get to learning and development. You need to embrace continuous learning. Teacher, like I can use my life as an example. I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly learning, and it gives me so much confidence. Okay, if I go to a place and I see something new, I ask questions. I want to know. I'm not learning everything in the world, but I'm very comfortable with those people because we are now. Listen, you are the man that knows everything about the company, everything. You know about the finances, you know about because I didn't directly. And that's why I think that HR people should make the best CEO, best MD, and best CEO. But unfortunately, because of the way most HR have, it's not like a mafia. When you're HR, you cannot go beyond director, HR director. But I am saying that those HR people are the best people to run the entire company because they don't just know how companies run, they also are in touch with human beings. Very, very important. So learning and development, then performance management. Okay, you need to shift from the annual review, like I said, and go to continuous feedback. So that when something spoils or something goes spoil, you're going to need to until everything has spoiled, before you're not going to take a position. Then, workforce culture, very, very important. Workforce culture to create a culture of creativity, the culture of experimentation, culture of goodness. Okay, and I was listening to someone yesterday. I was in another what do you call it? Another Zoom training yesterday. And the guy, the CEO, and was saying that in his workplace, and I really appreciate what he said. He said in his workplace, every single day that he comes to work, and right there, he has some of his staff. He said he should ask his staff. He goes to say, it's an old things that they have. He goes to shake everybody's hand. He goes to shake everybody's hand. And to make sure that if there's any need, they can talk to him. And he promised them that he's going to keep it confidential. Okay, so then the culture can change the culture. I remember some, years ago, we had a meeting in our boardroom. It was a meeting that will not end. It was a end of the year, budget meeting, and we were there for several hours. Afterwards, we'll have coffee break, whatever. Then the meeting was, then the cleaner, have to stay. Everybody will stay. Do you know what I did? During the break, I went to the kitchen. And now the cups and like the coffee box and everything. And the thing that came, she didn't feel like, What I do? I said, I'm pushing the car. No. I said, I do that at home. I said, that's what I do at home also. I said, don't worry, I enjoy what I do. You see, that singular act alone, as I know, makes so much difference, to that person. Because the culture is not where you are your guy, you have to look out. No, you have some public culture that if the boss enters elevator, nobody should be the elevator. A young man who was employed in a big bank, I don't know, mention the name of the bank, was fired. They went the elevator, he saw was there. And the guy asked him, how you doing? Oh, you're new here. Then he never said, oh, wow. And I was like, man, and when he spoke to me, 2 days later, he got a letter of sack. They sacked him. He was like, what? You have that you don't enter the elevator when the CEO. Do you know the problem I have with that? I travel around the world and I teach for the CEOs. When they are in the country, they are nobody. We enter the same train, we go on the same streets, we go to the same park, we do every single day. There's a culture of oppression that we just have. Now, don't just nod your head, but ask yourself, are you like that? Are you like that? Now there are several companies I just want to highlight here. How many of you know? Let me start from Google. How many of you know once upon a time that Google had an idea and who told members of their team, everyone that works for Google, that they are free to use 20% of their time to do whatever they want to do. They are at work, right? They can use 20% of their time to pursue any passion that they have. And that's what I told them years ago. That is what gave back to Gmail. There was no Gmail of that time. That's what gave back to Gmail. I told you that once upon a time there was a puzzle for the best malt. It was Maltex. Then Amstel came with sugar, no sugar. Then a malt brand was struggling, to actually stay in the market. And I told you, what do we do? Would you believe if I told you it was a forklift driver that came and said, now maybe if you add like food to this thing, maybe like. That was how Martina Fruity was born. Not from the CEO, not from the learner development, but from a forklift driver. So think about it. You need to be open. Now, I've also been to be part of the facilitators for training for Flutterwave. What Flutterwave is doing hasn't been done before. Where the one I was involved in, about 100 young. That 200 of them, I think. 200 of them, because we were 50, four classes. They will hire them, pay them, every single thing whenever they and train them, then deploy them. How you imagine? For free. They will pay them whenever and deploy them. And they are the culture. Then they can walk across. Where you cannot also get only doing this. When you can do this, also learn this. And many companies also, MTN, learn and development, and so on and so forth. So ask yourself today, if your life is not agile, then you cannot produce agility. Now, when you think about the word agile, okay, I'm looking at that word here, agile. I want you to type in the box here, what word comes to mind when you think about the word agile? Okay, what word or what picture comes to mind? What word or picture comes to mind when you think of agile? All right, flexibility, okay, strength, okay, active, strength, good, grace. All right, guys, don't worry about the attendance. And you guys just see, you feel the attendance, like some of you just run out, she are failed. Don't worry, you feel the attendance and focus on the learning. Strong, yes. Ability to do something different, yeah. Flexibility. When somebody is agile, that person is fast, that person is quick, that person is dexterous, okay? They know dexterity. So right now, yeah, efficiency, thank you. Okay, able, versatility, resilience, and the dexterous. Wow, you guys know a lot of English. I like that one too. Fit, fast, smart. So let's look at organizational agility. So agility, for the sake of what we're doing right now, is the ability, right? I'm doing smart and active, and my eyes is also on the chart. is the ability of an organization, a person. See, if you cannot work and thrive in an agile environment, if you say you're not agile, okay, the ability of an organization or a person to sense, okay, you sense one, you adapt and respond to change rapidly and effectively. You sense. It's like, have you been somewhere before? It's like, I think something is not right. There's something about this thing. Can we go over it again? Even you, somebody can be sneaking behind you. Like, I sense somebody is around me. You ability to sense. Use words like anaphomy, ifora, and ifora, just like something is you need to sense. People will use things like something just like quick box, goosebumps. You can sense something. So you want to be able to sense. Are you sensing where the market is going? Are you sensing where the labor force is going? Are you sensing the law is saying? Because if you don't sense, you are not able to adapt. Adaptability. And like they say, any animal that fails to adapt will go extinct. Okay, if you're not able to adapt quickly, you are going to go extinct. So when you now adapt, then you can now respond. And for the purpose of what we're teaching here, the purpose of responding is actually reacting. HR, you cannot react. One of the C-suits that I coach, and this C-suit came to me. We get together like once a week. And this person, I'm not going to use the gender. This person was more like, oh, look at this, didn't go well, that didn't go well, this didn't go well. And I said, I hear you. Okay, can I help you out? Rule number one, don't let them see you sweat. You are the boss, okay? People should not see you sweat. All right. So after saying that, this person said, it makes sense. Even if the world is falling apart, you need to remain strong because that's that you are there. That's why you end the amount you are earning. So from there, we now enter teaching. Now identify the flashpoints. Then ask yourself, can I handle all of this? Obviously, this person cannot handle every single thing. And I was like, well, this is where we now start looking at, okay, which one do we give to the people? Which one? That's what we talk about. Okay, let's now begin to develop other competencies. Surround yourself. The smartest person is not the person who can do everything, but the one who surrounds himself with people who are smarter than themselves. So surround yourself with people who are very smart, okay? So that they can meet this thing off you. It's also a sign of humility. All right. So when you talk about agility, you need to respond with speed. It's the level of your responsiveness, not reactiveness. The level of responsiveness and decentralization. You can't keep everything in one place. Just like this MD, I'll come to this MD. I think you are handling too much. So you're going to be under pressure all the time. Now, I have a quote. Some of you are really excited about this at attendance, but it's okay. I have a quote, and this quote is by somebody I've come to respect a lot. His name is Thomas Kuhn. Thomas Kuhn. It's scientific discovery and everything. He talked about paradigm, and I'm just going to share a bit from you. Thomas Kuhn says the man or woman who embraces a new paradigm at an early stage, the man or woman who embraces a new paradigm at an early stage must often do so in defiance of the evidence provided by problem solving. In other words, you are going to be seen as a rebel. Like someone like me, when I told them 8 years ago, 7 years ago, they are working to take some of these things online. What are you doing? You in defiance, like you are disrupting something that people thought was okay. That is the problem solving. He said, and Thomas Kuhn said that that's the person must, that is, you must have faith. Because if you don't have faith, They're going to knock you down. You must have faith that the new paradigm that they're trying to bring will succeed with many large problems. That's what comforting it. You must believe that this thing is possible. Bring only that the old paradigm has failed with a few. That's what you know, that this thing has failed with a few, but this will work. Thomas Kuhn wrote something I found very profound. Thomas Kuhn said a decision of that kind can only be made on faith. See, people do that. They have to make it on faith. Once upon a time, the Wright brothers came and said they're going to build something larger than air that's going to fly. People thought they were crazy. And I know some of you remember, the time we began to have GSM. Now, how many of you here, let me ask a general question, what was your first phone? Okay, I will write mine here first. What was your first phone? My first one was Nokia 3310. What was your first phone? Let's see, you guys. If you are done with your attendance, please share your very first phone. Mine was Nokia 3310. Samsung, we want to not just Samsung, tell us the model. Okay, Nokia again. Let us see how many we're going to get. Samsung wants high. Okay, that's good. Motorola, Alcatel. Things that we don't need anymore. All right. Did I say Panasonic? Alcatel, Nokia 3310. Nokia 3310. You see how many people Nokia? Sejen, okay? Sendo, Nokia 3310. Now, interestingly, that is over 2 years ago. Almost 30 years ago. Now, can you imagine if you were told at that time that a time will come that cell phones will no longer have buttons? There won't be any button to press. That with your cell phone, you will not just be able to make calls, you can also speak to somebody in time video. That your cell phone, you can watch movies live. With your cell phone, that you will be able to order things online and sell. That if somebody has told you that 30 years ago, next question, what would your response have been? Let me see if I can get like 2 or 3 responses here. 30 years ago, someone had told you that you could use your Nokia 3310 to watch a movie, not snake, what would you have said? It is impossible. Kosheshe, you will laugh. Maybe someone will laugh. You will disagree. It's not possible. Which will ask you. So anybody who gets an idea, you must do it in the fires. The people who change the world. And the way you see problem must be different. For example, listen, even for him, light bulbs I have today, people are used to using candle was looking. When they asked him, how does it feel to fail 3,000 times? He said, I have not failed. He said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that will work. So it's a paradigm shift. You can either see your role as a stepping stone or a stumbling block. He said, many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to succeed when they gave up. One of the very sad pictures that I usually see online, a drawing of a man who was digging for diamonds, a dog, and he stopped. And it was just a few millimeters to get diamond. Do you know that actually happened? Every major city in the world is built close to river, water, river, sea, lagoon, every major city. The only big city that I know of that exists without a water source or river, whatever, is Johannesburg, South Africa. If I told that, Johannesburg, of course, they have some of the biggest, diamond mines now. There are some brothers bought this, this diamond, land, and they dug. They didn't find anything significant. They dug. After a while, they sold it. I don't remember how much, but it was something like $2,000 or $1,000. They sold the land whatever there. The next people that came, they only dug 6 feet, and they discovered the largest diamond ring in the world, or diamond vein in the world, just 6 foot. Today, maybe you are thinking about giving up. I'm telling you, hold on. So let us look at the world that we are trying to innovate in. And I'm going to share some tools with us. Let me have my eye. Okay, we are doing well with time. So far, so good. So there are some practical framework and two we're going to do. Now, we're going to look at innovation radar. This is what I'm going to do. Okay, we're going to do that very soon. We look at innovation radar. We're going to look at the HR business canvas. Then Vuca. How many of you have heard about that one before? Vuca. VCA. Vuca became a thing after the coronavirus period. How many of you have heard about Vuca before? Vuca. We live in the Vuca world, people say. Yes, thank you, Dr. Mati has heard about Vuca. Then we look at now Agile HR sprints templates. Now, what is Vuca? Vuca stands for one, we're living in a volatile world. Things are constantly changing. And you, as the human resource journalist or specialist, must also have an eye on the world. We're living in a VUCA world, volatile, V, U, uncertainty. There's so much uncertainty. C, complexity. And of course, A, ambiguity. That's the world where the world has changed. I'm telling someone, I love traveling, but there are two things that I hate. I hate airports and I hate embassies. I hate airports. It's so frustrating. In the airport, in the past 2 weeks, I missed my flight twice. From Turkey to India, I missed a flight when I was in India because you have to move from Vuca airport to international airport, then to Turkey. I missed my flight also because I have to move from the main city to Izmir. There's so much uncertainty. So then they'll pass your flight. So what helped? So the guys, my friend and I talked to when he said, thank God we have enabled our card to go around the world. We could make payment to that card easily because the world has changed. And so this is what we're going to do. I will want to create a room. Let me see. Yeah, I'd like to create a room now. We are just about 290 here, and I'm going to create like 20 rooms. All right, and it's going to be fun. Now, before we do that, I've actually pre-created it, but I'm going to be assigning everybody soon. We're going to create 20 rooms. So we're going to assign all the 296 people into rooms. Now, I want to take a poll right now. Before we do that, I want to take a poll. And here's the poll that we're going to take. On a scale of 1 to 5, I want you to describe your own organization to yourself. How you are in right now. How would you describe yours or your organization's current HR model? What model are you? One, you are still at the traditional and reactive level. 2, well, you are still developing. 3, mean you are now at a strategic location. 4, you are the agile cross level. And 5, meaning that you are agile, innovative. Of course, if you don't know what that means, I wonder how you know that you are there. So let's go ahead and do that right now on the box. Before we go to our room, I want to see you at the chat box. Okay, Rufus, okay, 1. Okay, where are you? Just pick one. If you pick 3, that assumes that you are in 1 and 2. Okay, just pick 1. Okay, 2, 2, 2. Okay, let's just keep it coming. This is going to be fun. Hold on, let me do this. You can do better than that. Oh boy, I'm trying to create a poll, but it's okay. The poll waits. Okay, let me just keep it coming. I'm going to create 30 rooms actually to make it fun. I'm going to create 30 rooms. Okay, Shegun, you are 3. Damabide, you are at 1. Domisola at 2. Ike, is that Ike or Leke? Okay, Ikem, you are at 1, and so on and so forth. Now, great. Thank you so much. Everybody must take this poll, please. Very important. Temida, you are 2. Muhammad Rashid, you are 3. Sairat, you are 4. iPhone 3, you are 3. That's poetic. Mona, you are 2. Everybody, please make sure you feel it. Pick just one number. The number that best describes the level you are, or your company is at this time. Very, very important. Jessica, you are 4. Oh, I saw you 5. Patience, you are 5. Awesome. All right. Manny, you are 1. Samsung SN A042F, you are 2. Manny, you are 1. Abayomi, you are 3. Good. All right, just make sure that you feel it because you're going to be needing it shortly. Now, let me go ahead and explain what these numbers mean. All right, stay with me. Let me go ahead and explain what these numbers mean at this time. So that they're not just something, okay, it is nice to have. So I have it. You see, about this agility, we are talking about you having a global excellence mindset. That means you're able to adapt global framework to even your own Nigerian context that I have here. So you're talking about how you have been able to morph. And here's what I think. Okay. The second question I'm going to ask, let me hold on how to make sure that whatever. Yeah. The second question that we're going to discuss right now, we're going to go ahead and discuss. Sorry, I need to go back to do this. Oh man, I think I lost a slide. I actually lost a slide. How did that happen? I lost a slide. All right, let's just go ahead without it. Now, I want us to talk about some of the agile blockers that we have. In other words, things that stop us from being agile. Okay, in 1 or 2 words, you can type it in there. Some of the things that you have seen either in our Nigerian context, or so. What are those things that stop us from being agile in your organization? Just a 1 or 2. You're going to need it when you go to your breakout room. Very, very important. You're going to need it when you go to your breakout room. Very, very important. What are those things that stop you from being agile? Slow to change. Okay, good. Great. Policies. I like that one. Policies. When I say outdated, outdated or policies that are not in tandem. Okay, so don't just say policies are very good. Okay, policies are good. Not wanting to change. Bureaucracy. Okay, nepotism. That's right. Keep going. All these things you are saying, you're going to need them shortly. You're going to need all these things shortly. Toxicity, procrastination, leadership, bad leadership, oppression, policies. I know it's easy to say this thing when you're on the receiving end. I hope you're not giving it out. Or when the tables turn, you'll have seen many leaders who started off saying, oh, this is bad, that is bad, like politicians. But when they enter there, excuse me, they don't remember those things are bad anymore. All right. So because of the time, it's almost 10, I will need to wrap this up. We're going to take 5 minutes right now. We're going to take 5 minutes and we are going to go into our breakout room. I will assign you automatically. Okay. So if I say join, some of you, and this, if I say join, it's going to expose those people who are online but are already here. They just put it, I'm going to expose, but I'm going to add you automatically. So when you get to your group, find out who is there. It's not there. Okay, find out if they take note of people who are logged in, but they're not actually there. Now, here is what you are going to do. For me, what I love there. What you're going to do for us right now. I want you to identify one area. Agree. One area in HR, one of the agile blockers of HR. Identify it and come up with at least 3 to 4 things that you can do to change it and how your workforce will look like after the changes have come. Remember, identify, okay, then look at what are the ways that we can do, what ways can we do differently, then what will our workplace look like when we apply all these changes. Is that okay? If that's okay, please, if you understand the assignment, let me get a thumbs up, all right, because you're about to be it's okay. So I'm going to get a captain. Have just 5 minutes. Just 3 things, 3 to 4 things, 3, maybe 3 max. Okay, identify this is the one thing. Tell it. Then this is what this thing is is costing us this one attitude or one lack or one, I don't know, just find one agile blocker in HR, identify it, then around it, write out the effect it's having on the company or on your life, people's life. Okay. Then number two, identify things that we can do differently. Things that we can do differently to what we have right now. And finally, how will the environment, how will the workforce be when this is discussed and when we're able to put this thing straight? Is it okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, see you in next 5 minutes. Right? Is anybody finding it difficult? All right, you're all joining. Okay, great. Go ahead, please. If you are not assigned automatically, just go ahead and click. You see it there, and just join. Just click join, and you'll join. All right. I'm going to go ahead and assign other people who have not been assigned. You go to room 1. I can see a good number of you have not been assigned, so I'm doing it manually from here. Most of you already are in rooms. So please, if you can help me out, just manually move yourself to any of the 10 rooms. The rooms are mostly populated right now. I'm looking for, okay, this one is 7 people. Okay.
Can't hear anything again now. What's going on? I don't hear anything
To
again.
join the room, please join the room.
Join a room. If you are following, there are rooms, there are groups you belong to. You can't hear anything. You can't hear anything. In the case if you have not been added, then it can add you, please. That's all.
Oh, yeah,
There's a
please.
work group that different groups have been formed. Thank you.
What's your name, please? Let me identify.
Deborah. Yeah.
Deborah. Did you say Deborah?
Yes, Deborah, please.
Okay. Okay.
Here to be assigned to. My name is Adekola Adeshina.
All right.
Lawrence
Find.
yet to be assigned to.
Okay. Go on your phone under the rooms and enable yourself to go, because I've added most people. All the rooms are populated right now. For those of you who,
Good evening, sir.
yes, ma.
My name is Ike Felicia Sani.
Okay. All right. My fingers have been very busy since I'm assigning as many people as possible. It's also the automatic assignment, actually. I don't know why your devices was not enabled. Okay. There you go.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, I've added you. I don't populate subgroups, so
Good evening, sir.
yes.
Good evening.
Yes, sir.
My name is Lorita Mary Chikeka.
All right.
I'm yet to be assigned.
You've been assigned. You are in a group. You just need to accept the invitation. I can see your.
Okay. Hello, good evening. Please, my name is Gladys. I'm here to be assigned. Or maybe I missed it. I don't know. But I'm here to be assigned.
You have been assigned. Just click to.
My name is Andrea Francisca. I don't know where should I click to.
Good evening,
hello,
sir. I have been assigned, but I mistakenly cancelled.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I was supposed to be room 26 or so.
Okay. All right.
Please, where do we click to go to the room where we are assigned to?
Check your phone. You will see the icon for breakouts. Just accept. Yeah. The room is going to end in the next few minutes already. Sorry about that. Sorry you couldn't join, but I'm sure you will learn a lot from what people will share right now.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I did not see my own group.
Yes, you've been assigned. Just
Hello, sir. Please, how do I get to know the group I'm assigned to?
it's on your device. You'll see the icon. Depending on the phone we are using, you see the icon at the base.
Okay.
You'll just accept.
Okay, let me check quickly.
Anyway, the room is come to an end right now. I'm going to close all rooms right now. Let me broadcast. Please round up. So everybody will be back in 60 seconds.
Hello, sir, I've not been assigned.
Sorry, the room has ended actually. People are coming back. Yeah, sorry about that. So all participants, you have 60 seconds more, and we are done. I can see people already coming back. Welcome back. All right, we have over 100 people back. 108, 114.
They are signed, Linda.
Okay, Linda, how are you doing? 20 more seconds and everybody should be back. We are going to force them to come back actually. 15 seconds more. So everyone have returned. Just pick the spokesperson.
Out.
7 seconds more.
Sorry, sir. I'm logged out.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, everyone, welcome back. I hope you. Right, so we had 30 groups, and some of the list of the groups have like 7, which is not a few. Most groups had like about 10 to 12 participants in. So it was a well-attended. Apologies to those who couldn't join. It was not from our side. It's most likely from your device. We're going to take just 3 responses, all right? Out of 30, we're going to do a tithe of 30, only 3. So if your group is ready, have your hand up. I'm going to call only the first 3 hands. All right. Timidayo 1, Precious Afolabi 2, And who will the third person be? Don't tell me you don't know how to raise up your hands. Remember? Technology. All right, okay. So we go to them. So
Good
we
evening,
have
sir.
Dayo. Also, we have Precious Afolabi. Then we have Babatunde Amochola. All right, so here again, the rules of engagement. Tell us the name of your group and how many people were there. They were all participating. Great. Now tell us the problem that you guys identified in the H house. Tell us the cause of that problem. That problem is causing. Please mute yourself, right? So that we can do this quickly. Hosts, can you please help me mute people? So tell us the impact of that problem on the community or the person. Then share with us maybe 3 or 4 things, solutions that you guys have had, and what the world will look like or the industry will look like if those things are met. So Temidayo, over to you right now.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Good evening, sir.
If you want to put on your video, that would be good. I'll spotlight you if your video is on. It's good to see your face, but if not, let's just do it by air.
Okay. Well, I'm presenting for Team 10. So in our team, we are able to talk about agility blockers. One of which is resistance to change. And we'll talk about the mitigation approach by communicating benefit of agility clearly and involving staffs in the early stage in agile transformation. Also, we talked about lack of training. We are able to discover lack of training as well. And the way to mitigate that, the mitigation approach to that is to provide regular agile training, coaching, and mentorship. And also, poor communication is another agility blocker. And the mitigation approach to that is to set up daily stand-up retrospective and open channel. But that is looking at providing a better MS team and Slack. Now, after identifying the agility blockers and the mitigation approach, we also look at how it will be a benefit to the organization, what our organization will look like after mitigating these blockers. We'll talk about empowered cross-functional team, empowered cross-functional team, where the team are said to be self-organized, they are collaborative, and aligned with goals. Also, it will bring transparent communication into the organization, so everyone will understand the priority, progress, and challenges that we have in the organization. And also, it brings about strong leadership alignment. Leaders champion agile values and provide clear direction. So that are the things that we discuss in Team 10. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you so much, Alusoya. And for the rest of you, I have to apologize. We will not be able to take more people, but you know, the good thing is we can take this conversation back to our WhatsApp groups. At least in Lagos, the WhatsApp group is always on fire. You know, people are always communicating because of time. Because I want to do the impossible right now. I want to end this meeting on time, and to make sure that that happens, here is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead right now and share this. Now, quickly, I want you to look at this diagram here and take a screenshot. You know, this is the state that you can go to. Let me put on my pointer. One, the empathize here, define here. These two will go together. So the empathize, what do you have? Here you will help define the problem. Okay, you have defined the problem, you define it, because if you can't define it, they cannot control it. We say that in Lean Six Sigma. What you cannot define, you cannot control. If you cannot tell me this is problematic, they have academic problem. So you define, they go together. Then you will not go here what is the test they're going to do? How do you know? Then when you look at the test, so the test will now reveal new insights for defining the problem. Okay, so this is actually what it's like. Then you now go to this. So do it will change. What the both side we're going to do. So we now look at which ideas we ideate, which ideas. So prototype will speak. So when we're doing this as HR, before you launch any solution, make sure you take it through that process. All right, because your solution must be focused. Remember, we're bringing the H into HR, and that H is human. Okay, think about human. Every time we talk about global structure, global statistics, global this, global there, but I'm asking right now, yes, think global, but that's local. Okay? As HR, don't just live in your head or in the cloud. You've read so many books, you've been to so many seminars, come down to earth. Okay, so that's why you can now localize global challenge. And so I want you to put your eyes on this words global. So I want you to move from global to local. Okay, global. So localization, HR localization is when we ensure that global best practices resonate and are actionable. Not just you can think, you can actually practice them. They are actionable in the Nigerian local context. Okay, again, let me go back. You're going to bring the global. But that's what, how can I now, what was that one use? How can I tropicalize it? Okay, bring it down and make sure it's actionable into your local context. Finally, when you've done this as a CEO, the next thing you need to now do is how do you communicate? How do you communicate? Now, I think I can do this actually. I'm generous enough. Let me see how much time. The second person that had their hands up, who was that again? Was it Omotola? All right, okay, let's just go to the first person. I want you to take 1 minute. I want you to sell your idea to me. Okay, I want to sell your idea to me. I'm the CEO. Remember, CEOs mostly think about the bottom line. It's money they're thinking about. Okay, today, right? Today, I want you to go ahead right now and sell that idea to me. The solution that you guys have had, and it's going to be the more precision role. Okay, you have 60 seconds to teach me this high-tech turnover and this HR sprint that you want to do to me right now. So go ahead and do that in 60 seconds. Make me a believer. Convert me to your idea. Quickly. Can you please unmute him? I think I lost my ability to do that from here. Babatunde, can you please unmute? Can someone please unmute Babatunde?
Okay, great. All right, thank you very much. Thank you. This is from group 12. What we are looking at is the productivity of the organization. We are looking at getting the organization to be more productive, to be more agile, and to be able to retain staff. So we are saying that the HR should be given a prominent place in the organization to be able to speak to the guys in the C-suite so that they can give the HR can have a voice to be able to project in a strategic partnership role so that the organization will be able to retain talent and be able to be more productive. And this, we believe that getting everybody to be emotionally intelligent will be great for the organization, so that whatever challenges you have as a person from the home will not impact the productivity and the environment, so that the organization will not become toxic. In other words, we're saying that for you to have great productivity, you must create an enabling environment that is devoid of toxicity and we allow talent to thrive. This is the solution we bring to board when we look at the fact that you can have nepotism and toxicity as agile workers. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was a great attempt. Thank you for volunteering. Now, however, here's what I'm going to do in the next, our time is almost up, in the next 5 minutes. CEOs don't respond to things like that. All right. What you are telling them, what I will read as a C-suite person, this guy wants authority. He wants to be in control. This is what I will rather suggest. I don't want to use the word advice. Let me suggest you start this, this way. First thing to start, we are going to see is identify a problem, then show them the potential of turning this problem, what is going to be. For example, I'm just making it up. So, well, sir, we identified that one of our competitors has this new product that they're doing, and their market value had gone 60%, while our own is at 50%. That will catch the attention of CEO. May I suggest, sir, that if we're able to introduce this, I've been able to do some research. You pretend they like to say figures. I've been able to do this spring research you guys just did now in your small group, and it shows that if we're able to just lower this cost here and add a bit here, we might be able to leverage on what we've done and get us to 70% by the end of the second quarter of 2026. When you say things like that, you catch the attention of your CEO. A lot of people feel that they cannot go to say, one of the earliest lessons I learned was talking to my chief accountant. Because accountant, listen, they are, I mean, if you're an accountant, you're here, you understand what I'm saying. Accountants, it's like their whole goal is to keep money. That's what they want to do. The longer an accountant can keep money, the better for him, the better for his ego and everything. Even when the money is budgeted, they want to convince you why they cannot, even the cash flow. So this is what I learned. And I'm telling you to call the name of the guy, but I'll go to him nicely. I'm a poor guy, remember? I'm a poor guy. But these guys control the money. I'll say, I have this situation. Don't say challenge. Don't say a problem. I have a situation. And I'm thinking, if it were you, want to advise me, how do you think we should attack this financial need that we have there? Guess what? Almost every time I've done that, this guy will come and say, this guy is a big time accountant. He'll say, Mr. Panda, you know what I think? I think we can actually get some money from this, cost center. We can get whatever they and do it. What I've done is I empower him. I'm saying that you have all authority to do anything you want to do. And I'm just here, I'm your servant. Advise me, will do. So you must learn how to HR, must learn communication. The earliest communication course that I took was way back in 1999. 1999 was in CMD. Center of Knowledge Development, and I had to learn how to communicate. Everybody can talk, but not everybody can, communicate. So with these few words of mine, I hope we'll be able to show you where we stand in the HR ladder. We also hope that we're able to articulate some HR strategies that relate to building innovation where you work. We hope that we'll be able to learn how to apply some of this practical framework like what we just did right now. And we also are convinced that you'll be able to develop a strategy to overcome any agile blocker that you have. And finally, you'll be able to begin to learn how to influence C-suites and those people at the board to be able to embrace this innovation they want to do. Remember that those who embrace a new paradigm at an early stage must always do so in defiance. But as you defy the status quo, make sure you do it with wisdom, make sure you do it with data, and make sure you do it with conviction. And on that note, it's 22 minutes past the hour of 10, and I'm really happy I'm here, and I want to hand over to Mr. Gideon at this time, who's going to be telling us what we're going to be doing after now. Mr. Gideon, sorry I took 2 minutes beyond my allotted time, but I'll gladly hand over to you at this time. I hope you've enjoyed this session. And if you did, let me see your emoji or something, your reaction, if you really enjoyed any parts of this presentation today. I'm done, sir.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Applause to Mr. Emmanuel. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You deserve that, T. You deserve that. You deserve it. You deserve that. Yeah. You deserve it. All right. One thing about what we do here is that somebody could easily match the passion with which we delivered alongside with what Madam did yesterday. You know that it's not just about coming to talk, it's about trying to make sure that there's an impartation. There's deliberate intention to impact, and that's exactly what this is all about. So I want to sincerely appreciate you greatly for the delivery of today. All right. And then once more, the breakout session. I want to apologize to those that couldn't join any. Um, I discovered that some didn't notice the four square at the edge at the left hand side of your screen. You're supposed to click on it. You now see where a particular group where it's picked for you. That means that's a group. You now click on that group, you find yourself there. You see, that's part of the innovation that we're talking about that we need to get familiar with. If not, some of us were supposed to take our time to see how to get it done or ask questions directly. I just have to go through it. I checked different groups and I discovered that it was open. Same thing with this attendance. I discovered that it's open. I've opened them how many times now? It's open. Some are not using Google to open. You cannot use another thing to open Google. You have to use your Google to open Google Form. So you have to do that, please, if you have not been doing that. And thirdly, for everyone that took time to listen to Mr. Manuel tonight, you discover also that there are some quite number of things between what is shared and what Madam shared today, trying to see how we can get better knowledge, better equipped, better exposed, so that Mr. Oten, I don't know what I want to say, Mr. Basi, I can see that quite insightful, yes. And Charity said, thank you, sir. Judith gave you hand clap and all that. Okay, that's all great. I want to appreciate everyone for being a part of tonight. And once again, thank you, Mr. Emmanuel. Thank you very much for your time, for the materials put together to put up this. Dr. Ngodi said, capacity builder. Congratulations to everyone. That was a good one. Thank you very much. And on this note, I want to say that every one of us must have learned one thing or the other, and that is to tell you that you are right you're in the right place, doing the right thing with the right people. And for everyone that joined yesterday, today, don't worry, just fill your attendance for today, and let's see how we apply all that have been learned so that we can get the best of ourselves after now. On behalf of everyone, I want to thank Mr. Emmanuel for the time taken, for the materials delivered, and the approach with which you delivered today. Thank you once, thank you twice, thank you a million times. On behalf of the council, on behalf of the secretariat, on behalf of the national coordinator, and on my behalf too, I want to thank you too for it. All right, and for everyone that participated throughout the 2 days of workshop, I want to thank you for making our time to be here. I can tell you, I know I'm a pastor. Tomorrow is Sunday, and I'm still here because I'm also enjoying what I'm getting. Praise God. So you'll be surprised if I use that. You know what I mean? I tell you, don't be surprised if I use it as training for service. I say, praise God. It should be as if maybe when I'm ministry, I say, praise God. Just answer me, hallelujah. It's all right. Well, on this note, thank you very much. And the back-end office people, thank you. The media guys, thank you very much. I can't remember the names now, but thank you very much for being there for us to have put this together yesterday and today. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And on this note, I want to thank everyone present. That please, we'll meet next time, do another training, do another session. Have a beautiful rest of the weekend. God bless you. Good night and have a nice rest. Ciao. Good night. So Jonathan, total trust link.